Hey YouTube, welcome to Here in My Office 63, I think we're on. Want to make an update since last time we had a few changes. Last time I talked, I was interviewing with Citi, or I had just interviewed with Citi, and they had told me that I had two more interviews ready to go before they would make an offer. Unfortunately, after that, I received a rejection letter for this requisition. So in spite of having really good rapport and having a really good interview, and having 3 interviews in one day, which I thought was adequate, the interviews went really well. And in spite of that, another candidate was selected. So I got really down about that. I was really hoping for that. And then, so really that only left Google. And I haven't talked to Google since before the holidays, and I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking I'm going to send them an email and see what's going on with them. But Google, I haven't heard from them. I had my Google Hangout on like December 15th or something before Christmas, and haven't heard anything since then. So while I'm waiting for Google, while I'm waiting for Google, Wells Fargo approached me again. Now, if you have been paying attention and watching these videos, a couple of videos ago, I had a 3-round interview process with Wells Fargo for an audit manager role I think it was in North Carolina. Yeah, it was in Charlotte, North Carolina. But I went through all the rounds and had a video conference call with the last person, and thought it went well, and I received a rejection from them. So Wells Fargo approached me, and I talked to them again yesterday, and the position that I had applied to that they're reaching out to me for is called principal auditor, which is a level below audit manager. So it would have been, I'd be coming in at below my grade. So really the way we ended it up with was she would be in touch with me if they see an audit manager role or a senior audit manager role in the right part of Wells Fargo Audit Services, because it's broken down across a whole bunch of business lines. And some of the audit teams deal with things that I don't deal with or never have dealt with, whereas other ones have specific areas of audit that I have expertise in. So that kind of put Wells Fargo on hold. But the latest thing that happened was Zurich Insurance out of Zurich, Switzerland. They have a job for a senior audit manager in Chicago, and I applied to it, and I received a response relatively quickly. And what's interesting too is with Zurich, I could at least tell them that I'm a licensed life and health insurance agent. So I do have that experience in insurance. And then of course I'm a certified internal auditor, and I have audit experience and audit management experience. So we have all that. But I said to the guy, because I've applied to so many places, I recognized Zurich, but I didn't remember, where the job was located. So I asked him, well, where's it located? He's like, well, what are you not, you're not, like, as if I'm not paying attention to the roles the places are that I'm looking at. And he just said, oh no, it's in Chicago. Is that okay? I said, oh yeah, of course. It's in the suburbs of Chicago, in a place called Schaumburg, which my prior employer had an office in Schaumburg and an office in Mattawa, and these are 2 places outside Chicago. So I've actually spent months in the suburbs of Chicago doing audits. So I'm familiar with the area, I'm familiar with the houses, and of course you get the city of Chicago, which is nice. So Zurich could be something. So I'm most excited right now about Zurich. And this is late breaking, they just reached out to me yesterday. So keep your fingers crossed, guys. We'll see if I can make something out of this. And last thing was kind of interesting. Now we are coming up, we just came up on 150 subscribers. So I made a video to thank 100 subscribers, but I think it's kind of silly to make it 150 and make a video dedicated to that. But I'm getting a lot of subscribers, a lot more than I had in the beginning, and kind of taking people enjoy the story, I guess. So my thing is once I become employed, we'll make a happy video about that. But then it's going to probably be a relocation journey, moving from Buffalo, New York to wherever we may be. I mean, if it's Zurich, it could be Chicago. If it was Wells Fargo, it could be North Carolina. If it was Citi, it was going to be Tampa. I looked so much into Tampa. But we're also going to see by the time that happens, we'll probably also be getting to the conclusion of my lawsuit, and we'll see where that ends up, how much money that I get there, and then I'll probably buy a car, a supercar. I've been dreaming of for a long time. So I might use the money to buy that, but I'm not going to do that until I'm gainfully employed and bringing in income again, because it is a little ridiculous to take lawsuit settlement funds and splurging on a car when you're not making any income. So I'm remaining positive, though. I'm still interviewing, and obviously I have a resume that works, so that's not the problem. It's just finding the right fit, I guess, guys. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, if you're keeping track of this and my life and the house and all that stuff, I did make some mention of the fact that we're behind on the mortgage and probably looking to sell sooner or later. Somebody sent me if you're watching this, hello, somebody sent me a letter to my house, to my address, saying that they have a family member that wants to buy the house and they entered an offer. And I'm thinking, okay, well, if I was selling and this is the kind of offer I'm getting, that's in pretty good shape. But now the house isn't in that bad of condition. If you're watching this, it needs probably a patch on the roof. It doesn't need an entire tear off. It doesn't need a whole roof. It just needs. There was some damage done during a windstorm. We have some trees that need to be cut down. We have a problem with the furnace that we're trying to get to the bottom of. But this house has 3 furnaces, but 2 of them are good. One of them is on the fritz, but we got a family member who helps with furnaces. And then the pool needs a new skimmer line run for $1,000. So this house doesn't really need a lot, but it's on a premier, the best property in Buffalo. And that's why I'm trying to make it so the next house, lives up to the standard that I'm used to. But that's all going to come down to the kind of offer I get and where I end up going. So anyway, there's, like I said, there's Wells Fargo to some extent, there's Zurich, and there's Google to some extent, as long as they're still interested. I'll have to reach out to them. I'll send an email today. So that's what's going on, guys. So wish me luck with Zurich, and I do have my interview today at 4:30. Well, not at 4:30, at 12:30. So in a few hours, I'll be getting ready for that. And then in New York Life, I need to get my butt in gear with that. Like I said, I passed the certification exam, so I'm licensed to sell life insurance and health insurance in New York. But I need to put together my initial list of contacts that I have to reach out to them to see if they want to meet with me. That's kind of how it starts. So I'll be getting into doing that in the next several weeks for sure. And what's funny is my license is already expiring, and I need to renew it. It's kind of funny. I've only had it for a few months, but that's New York State for you. It's $80 to reinstate it, but it's reimbursed through New York Life, so it doesn't technically cost me anything, so that's good. But that's it, guys. I'll probably make another video after I have my experience with Zurich, or if I get to another interview stage. But I'll keep you guys in the loop with that and with Google, and if anything comes through with Wells Fargo. But thanks for watching, guys, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing, and stay along for the journey. Thanks, guys.